INFJs have a tendency to be compassionate and understanding. They put other people's needs first and disregard their own convenience. However, some people can't help but feel that their viewpoints, choices, and other behaviors are unjust. But how did people come to have this perception of INFJs? 1. People experience being denigrated. The blunt honesty of the INFJ frequently leaves individuals feeling both respected and denigrated. Because they make individuals feel insecure and inadequate, their created critiques are hard to understand. However, do INFJs want for them to feel this way? Never. INFJs believe they must voice these sincere comments in order to bring out the best in others, despite their seeming carelessness. INFJs are motivated by seeing others achieve. When their friends and coworkers are happy, they are also pleased. Are you an INFJ who is misunderstood for having Buddhist honesty? 2. People experience a sense of being ignored. When speaking with an INFJ, who often seems to dominate the conversation while covering all the essential bases, some individuals may feel ignored and dismissed. They dismiss the arguments put forth by others since it appears that they are familiar with practically all aspects of the topic they are discussing. From the perspective of the INFJ, this isn't accurate. They struggle to control their rushing ideas and feel compelled to outline them all if given the chance. Therefore, they occasionally talk over other people. Additionally, it shows that they are becoming more at ease with that someone. INFJs typically avoid them in short chat and with acquaintances they aren't very close to. 3. They have trouble appreciating the minimal necessities. Whereas some believe that simply being empathetic and nice to others is an outstanding act of charity, for INFJs, it's the absolute minimum. From there, people will hate them for being unjust and unappreciative. INFJs do not, however, have excessive expectations of other people. They just understand what is unusual and what is regular. They typically don't gorge themselves on things they enjoy and think others ought to also. INFJs frequently act in this way unknowingly. They don't mean to be disrespectful of and offensive to individuals who are only doing the bare minimum. Their uninterested attitude may have come naturally from viewing something that should have been done by morally upright people. Do you, as an INFJ, find it difficult to conceal your feelings through your facial expressions? 4. They operate inexorably. People will get weary of competing with the INFJ if they compare themselves to them. Why? Because these tenacious creatures work so hard that they surpass the capabilities of most people. They keep working till their objectives are achieved. They make an effort to relax, but they don't allow downtime to divert them from their primary objective. What then is the unjust aspect? People believe it is unfair of them to give their best while others find it difficult to make the first move. INFJs believe it is unfair for them to devote their time and energy to assisting others, while losing sight of their own destiny. Nobody is accountable for a person's ineptitude, lack of effort, or desire to work hard. 5. They have unreasonably high standards. Some people believe that INFJs are harsh and inconsiderate with their demands, despite the fact that they will never forget to take into account other people's habits, preferences, and nature with their empathetic eyes. INFJs adopt norms and standards that other people find difficult to follow because they are perfectionists. At work, they could demand excellent work from their staff without taking into account what they are capable of given the resources at hand. These individuals are unaware that INFJs gave their requests careful consideration before making them. They had no idea how long it had taken INFJs to muster the fortitude to start enforcing their norms, as they were aware of people's limits. They yet had faith in their ability. Their high standards may inspire those who want to develop and demotivate people who don't. How would you describe the same to someone who is not an INFJ? 6. People also wish to convey a message. INFJs give off the appearance that they are always trying to be correct. People assume they deliberately hate other people's viewpoints and praise their own because of their boldness and strong convictions. The INFJ, on the other hand, doesn't want others to feel this way at all. With the way they argue, they could come out as haughty and condescending. However, this is only because they want people to get their message. The INFJ doesn't mind if no one agrees with them as long as they have made their case clearly. There will be no misunderstanding that way. When people misunderstand their behaviors, words, and intentions, it irritates them. As a result, individuals always feel the need to clarify and explain these misunderstandings. Unfortunately, this attempt will come across as unjust and self-righteous. INFJs don't engage in conflict with others in order to compete. Likewise, they aren't pressuring others to share their opinions. All they want is for people to act. 7. They are able to embrace life without apology. People that try to control an INFJ's thoughts, behaviors, and way of life will undoubtedly believe that it is unjust for them to live that way. Control freaks and traditional people are drawn to the INFJ's unabashed attitude and worldview because it makes them feel vulnerable and powerless. They are no longer able to determine what the INFJ want to think, do, or produce. All that is left for people to do is observe as the INFJ soars beyond and transcends social norms. The INFJ is liberated from the constraints of societal hierarchy, constructions, and useless conventions by living without apology. And this is where all the hate originates from. INFJs are already savoring the refreshing wind as they continually discover new views and unlearn poisonous attitudes, while some of their contemporaries are still buried under traditional systems. People that are rigid and inflexible will despise the INFJ for it. How can you encourage these folks to follow your example as an INFP? 8. They can speak the truth with ease. Some individuals believe that INFJs are unfair for being able to reveal the truth without reservation or hesitancy, whereas the majority of individuals struggle to organize their ideas and decide what to say and what not to. The selective recounting of stories doesn't appeal to INFPs. They think that when someone asks them a question, that person deserves to hear the real story, and never a made-up one. Therefore, even when other people's realities are included in that tale, it is still unjust for the INFJ to instantly and unfilteredly reveal the entire story. INFJs always uphold their moral principles. Knowing that they just prevented someone from learning the truth prevents them from sleeping well or enjoying their day. INFJs will always go for the least harmful course of action, and they aren't being selfish in doing so. 9. They are able to lawfully sway talks. While some individuals who control others are referred to as manipulators, the INFJ who chooses to influence others is praised for their intelligence and foresight. Even though on the surface this seems unjust, this perception has always been supported by a deeper motive. First off, INFJs only control people's thoughts and influence talks when necessary, when they feel a lie is being told to them or to another person. INFJs assessed people's intents and revealed their truths by using their abilities for lie detection and probing. Instead than only controlling someone's emotions, they influence people's responses in a way that will help them find the answers. They earn people's respect since they are capable of doing anything but only take action when necessary, or when doing so will benefit the majority. Do you, as an INFJ, also believe that if you choose to do this, it will be unjust to others? Do your sincere intentions ever excuse your deceptive practices? 10. They have a lot of assertiveness. Perhaps INFJs aren't actually being unjust, or perhaps the issue isn't really with them. It is with those who unintentionally step over their boundaries and pressure the INFJ to share their viewpoints and beliefs. These individuals lack regard for uniqueness, and the worst individuals they may meet are those who know how to stand up for themselves. INFJs have strong opinions, and if they are certain of them, they won't be afraid to express them, back them up, and dispel myths. From this point on, others will mistake their boldness for unfairness. INFJs are able to influence or persuade others to believe and act a specific way, but individuals cannot do the same for them. INFJs are just aware that they are on the correct path, not because they are obstinate or narrow-minded, and they wouldn't have to let boundary pushers to affect their choices and way of thinking. They can listen to these individuals for the entire day without becoming one with them or adopting their viewpoints. INFJs maintain their kindness and compassion no matter who they are engaging with, and in doing so, they are staying true to themselves and not to others. This, in the eyes of others, may appear unjust. Do you believe it is unfair for people to describe you as an INFJ? Would you still like to explain your motivations?